Hello everyone. In this video, we'll see how design thinking is helpful in shaping the skill and career-based development. The problem statement which I have taken today is design thinking based approach to improve the student for the placement, particularly with the arts and science students, because arts and students science have a students have a different criteria, their needs and requirements to meet up with the industry is comparatively different, and they have to hit furthermore harder comparing with the engineering students. The first stage is called as empathy. Empathy, as everybody knows, that we have to understand and we have to feel in the shoes of other person's perspective, and then we have to do so. But then here, the student, how do we empathize with the student, and how does student get empathized with their own problem that they're facing it? Here, the first one is what would be the objective of having an empathy when it comes to the DT based learning? Here, they have to first gain a deeper understanding of a student's challenges. What is the challenge that they are facing, and how they have to be get motivated? What is the aspiration that could be brought in order to crack at the placement? So, what do we do is we conduct a lot of survey, we do a lot of group discussion, one-on-one interactions with the students to have a better understanding about how well they are good in the communication, what is their level, what is their pace, what kind of an aptitude that they have to clear, where they have to make sure that they have to clear the places, and how far they have to enrich on their technical skills. And by conducting such kind of an activities, it is helpful for us to crack the barriers that the students are actually having, and how it is going to be helpful for them to crack the interviews. And along with the activities which is mentioned above, we do conduct group discussion as well. So in the group discussion, it is helpful for the students to enhance their communication skill, confidence, and how to get along with the group and how to work as a team. The expected outcome in the activities which we are conducting are, we are expecting a clear understanding of a student needs and what is their pain point, and where they're having the feel of a fear, and how they could crack the interviews, where is the real time knowledge that they have gained is being weak, and where is their weaker domains. So these are the some activities where we conduct for the kids, so which they can have and explore a lot. The second stage is define, framing the core problem. So what do we do in the defining? So in the defining is nothing but we make people to understand how the problem could be sorted, or how to have a clear ideology about the defining part. Here we convert the gathered insights into a clear and actionable problem statement with provided examples. Our students struggle to express their knowledge confidently during the interviews. Why? Because they are from different backgrounds, their knowledge is completely different. So many things are different with each and every individual. So, in order to make them understand that whatever that you do, just we have to motivate them first. And then to make them understand that you have to come out of their shell, and then they have to explore a lot. And students were also lacking in the structured way of understanding the technical applications and the current trends which the technology is actually following. Why they couldn't able to cope up? Why they couldn't cope up is because they are not meeting up with the standards of the industry. So how it could be done? It could be done only with the help of mapping their skill along with the requirement in the placement. So we provide a lot of placement skill oriented knowledge to them. So here the picture which explains is the DT cohort which we people are following in the arts and science, and we did had a team where they were explaining about every problem statements. We did had you know having company based questions has been given there. They're cracking it, then using it. The third stage is ideate. Ideate is where every ideas are put into one great place, and make it into a discussion, and where people get to find or fix with, okay, this idea fits better for the problem that we are facing. So as a student, what was my initial stage, and how did I define the problem that I as an individual is having? And finally now they are iterating it. So it could be done with the brainstorming, and people tend to develop an innovation trainings, and supports could be provided to their ideas to activate and address what is the problem that they're facing. In order to encounter this, we give them the activities like involving the students to have what kind of a session and format engage the most. So we ask the students what kind of an engagement classes that you want, what kind of an you know possible uh, activities that you want to hold in the class, so which your fear or your the one thing that scares you to outbreak the interview fear that you have. So for which the possible ideas that we people have come up is introducing themselves to the peer to peer. So when a monitor or a mentor is monitoring them, it's usually like they do talk, but then still they're not so much opening up with us. But then when it comes to a peer to peer, the peer to peer learning is always better rather than learning individual. If a person learns along with a peer, 75 percentage could be cracked easily. This is the statics that is saying. And we also conduct domain based boot camps for an IT students, for CSE students, and for the company based TCS. What is TCS expecting? Wipro expecting? Infosys expecting? We do conduct a lot of mock tests to them, and the outcome that we are expecting here is it will be more of an engaging class. It's not a monotonous class. A lot of talk and chalk is happening, or student is actually listening a lot for the PPT. It isn't happening like that in our classes. It is always an activity based class where the student, they come up with an idea, like we could follow this kind of a pedagogy in the class, and that's how we take up the class. It's one of the pictures where it explains like how the GD is actually happening in the group of cohorts we follow in arts college as of now with the final years. Fourth stage is a prototype, how the ideas that has been so far called is implemented and tested. The first one is the they turn the best ideas into a pilot program and module it by testing it. So what we do is with the first 2 weeks we make a prototype, we make them to select a proper group with the students. So first week they do aptitude plus technical and a group discussion drills. In the second week, we again we continue it by doing mock interviews, feedbacks, and resume corrections. In order to track the pre and the post scores, is also been very much helpful. The expected outcome from here is we are expecting a tangible outcome from the students. Why? Because if they participate in so many events like this and so many activity based classes, then definitely the outcome would be really helpful. The last stage is the test and evaluate. In the test and evaluate, we collect the feedbacks from the student and how effectively we could use it in larger perspective, and the gathered informations from the students and from the faculties are put into an again brainstorming with our own team, and we create a new modified version for them. So this is how the five different stages that we people used in the arts and science campus with the current cohort students we have got. And thank you so much for this video.